and good morning. We're going to go ahead and start a brand new week in our writing strands. Last week we did a reading week. This week will be a writing week. So this week we're going to talk about connections and organization in our writing. So we're going to start out by talking about pre-writing, but first I want you to see these objectives. It kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to learn, talk about, or do. Ideas and sentences can be connected. Ideas can flow from one sentence to the next, and you can make ideas in your writing flow from one point to another. Now, the information in your writing should flow from one sentence to another. It's not too hard to write this way. It just takes practice, but that is what this exercise will give you. Now, notice in this paragraph that I just read, there's a flow of ideas from the first sentence through the fourth. I'll mark the words that show this flow when I write these sentences again, and you'll see how the flow of information works. Okay, so the first is, the information in your writing should flow from one sentence to another. It is not too hard to write this way. It just takes practice. That is what this exercise will give you. So as you read through this list below, you'll see where in the paragraph this occurs. So the first sentence mentions that information should flow. That's what the first sentence says, right? The second sentence says it's not hard to write this way. The third sentence says that it just takes practice. The fourth sentence says that this exercise will give you that practice. Notice that there's an idea connecting each sentence to the next. Here is another paragraph with flow in its sentences. This time you will chart the flow of the ideas just as I did back here. So if you can print this out, great. If not, you can do it on a piece of paper. But before we do that, let's look at this. So this sentence, this paragraph, sentence 1, over 90% of all of the life forms that have ever lived in this world no longer exist. This is not all bad for us. There have been things alive that we would not like to meet or have lived near us. Some creatures were very large meat eaters who would have liked nothing better than to have had us over for lunch. Think of sharks that were 60 feet long, meat-eating animals as tall as a 4-story building, or snakes 50 feet long. We might even be better off today because some species are no longer with us. Now, notice the bold words. Okay, notice sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3. Notice the flow. Now, on this page, what your assignment is, chart the flow of ideas in that paragraph we just read by listing the main idea of each sentence. The main idea is what's bolded, the little bits of information. So, in other words, where it says first sentence, you would write, I gotta figure this out. Oh my goodness, it just does not want me to get down here, does it? Okay, so on the first one, you would write 90% life forms no longer exist. You'd write just what's in bold on number 1, right here. Okay, and then second sentence, you do the same thing. Go to where it said the second sentence over here. The second sentence, not all bad, is what you'd write there. Okay, and you're just going to do that on each one of these. And you're going to start getting the idea of sentence flow. Okay, so it's not a graded assignment, but that is your writing assignment for the day.